Okay, in modern device, the IC is got protected by a black adhesive as we can see here. So we cannot make a desolder for the IC itself without removing this black adhesive. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to work with all kind of adhesive in just this video. Okay, firstly we need to grab, or we need to bring a knife just like this. Okay, this knife is a specialist for doing a remove for a black adhesive. Okay, and make the hot air temperature on 150 170 maximum. Okay, do not exceed 170 because we do not want a tin to be melted. Okay, we are just working right now in this step in removing the black adhesive, and the air of hot air itself should be on 7 or 8, and we are going to move in a square route, in a square way. Just the hot air will move in a direction of knife. Wherever the knife go, the hot air itself will go with the knife until we finish the whole square itself, and this will remove a black adhesive around the IC. And this is so easy to do, but do not leave it, just work under the microscope to see it clearly. Okay, as you can see guys, we are just removing a black adhesive here, we are just cleaning it. Okay, this is before doing anything, you need to clear it. Okay, and as I told you, you're gonna see this in all modern devices. Okay, just move like this, and the hot air, don't forget that the hot air is moving directly where you move with the knife itself. And this is how we remove a black adhesive, as we can see here. This is the last side. We are going to move, like as you see here, this is the last side of the IC itself. Just moving, and hot air should be with you in the same direction of moving. And this is how to remove the black adhesive. Let's move to the second step, which is gonna be a little bit different from the normal IC. As you see in the previous lecture, it's gonna be completely different. Let's move on to the next step. Step number 2, we are going to add some flux. As you see here, we just add some flux, and we are going to bring a knife which is special for prying up the IC. You're gonna see how we are going to do this, and just remember, we just do this to the protected IC. We don't do something like this in the free IC as we did in the previous lecture. We just do this only to a protected IC. Okay, we are going to see what we are gonna do right now. Just bring the knife and try to insert it under the IC with the helping of hot air, but don't forget, we need to make hot air here right now in 220, and the air will be on 220, and air will be on 2. With your left hand, try to insert the knife inside the IC, but don't push so hard. It is with the help of heat. Okay, the more you heat, the more easier the knife will get in. Okay, so just try to insert more and move. Once you got inside the IC, as you see here, we are going to move circularly with the hot air around the IC in order to make it easier to pry it up. Okay, just try to get inside the IC itself. I'm just trying to get in order to pry the IC. Okay, and I'm just moving in a circle. As you can see here, it's getting easier now to get inside the IC. The IC will automatically get removed by itself. As you're gonna see right now, you will see what will happen to the IC. Just keep moving. Okay, as you can see, it's completely removed automatically, and the beds are great. We didn't lose any bed. And as you see on the IC itself also, we didn't lose any kind. But you see here guys, the black adhesive, as you can see, there is a lot of black adhesive here which make it harder for us. That's why the first step is so vital in order to make this IC, desoldering of this IC, make it easier. So let's move to the third step. Grab a soldering iron and put some tin on the tip, and just moving like this. Okay, and don't forget to add some flux and make the soldering iron 400, and this is to lose the ice. This is to lose the tin of the company itself. We need to add our tin. Don't worry about beds. Okay, as I told you in the previous video, don't worry at all about beds, and we're gonna do the same exactly in the IC itself. But right now, just doing on the board. As you can see, we are moving so slowly. Okay, this step is so crazy. We are going to grab a knife like this. Okay, this is for cleaning a black adhesive, as you can see here, but don't forget to make the temperature also on 200 and the air will be on 2. Okay, temperature on 200 and air on 2, and we are going to clean all of this by this knife, okay, like you are doing a cleaning dust. Okay, and let's move with the knife. As you can see here, you can move, just clean all this black adhesive like you are cleaning dust on the ground. Exactly, we are doing the same here on the board. Keep moving until you make it so clean. Okay, as you can see here, we are removing all the black adhesive. It is so vital to do this because black adhesive make it harder for us to solder the IC again, so we need to remove all of it. Just as you see, hot air and the knife in order to help us. I know it's complicated, but if you do this for only one time, it will be so easy for you to do it. Okay, so no worries at all. The first time only will be a little bit hard. Okay, let's do the same two steps for the IC itself. We did it for the board, now let's do it for the IC. Add some flux and get the soldering iron and the team and move a tin around all the bed as we did on the board itself. We are going to do the same right now for the IC. We are doing the same for the IC. Let's move it slower as we make all the bed take this tin. Okay, the next step will be as the same as the step that we did in board. We are going to clean with the knife and the hot air. Let's clean the IC as we did from the black adhesive. Okay, just this is what we did exactly on board. We are going to do it on the IC right now here, and just move gently. Okay, it's okay to touch the bed, no worries. I need you to just clean this black adhesive, okay, because it will harm us. Next step will Last step will clean the IC with the shield or the wick and soldering iron on 400, and we are going to do the same for the board. Okay, this is the last step in cleaning. Just get your wick or your shield, whatever you call it in your country, and start to clean this tin again. This is the last step, and we are gonna do the same for the board. Just moving like this. Let's clean the IC with alcohol. Okay, let's get back to the board again to do the same. Our IC is ready for reballing. Okay, right now we are cleaning the board with the wick or shield as we did in the IC. Okay, to make it completely ready for soldering. As you can see, guys, just the same you do in the IC we did in the board. Okay, completely the same. Just reballing will not be the same. Okay, we're not gonna make a reballing for the board. We will make a reballing only for IC. So let's move on reballing IC before adding to the board. Reballing the IC just like the previous lecture here. We just add the stencil and we added a team flux and we moved above it with the hot air, and is completely ready. As you can see here, it's completely getting, as you see. Then let's make the vaporization to board in order to add this IC as we did in the previous lecture. The all coming step will be the same of the previous lecture. Okay, let's make the vaporization to board. So easy peasy. Okay, so then let's add the IC and just hitting above it with the hot air. This is how we do soldering and desoldering for protected IC with any kind of adhesive. We are gonna follow these steps. Okay, even if you're gonna work on iPhone 14, Samsung S20, okay, Note 20, whatever you are working on, this is how we are going to work with the black adhesive or any kind of adhesive. And you know the difference between the IC who has adhesive or a normal IC, like a last lecture or the lecture before this lecture. We just know this under the microscope. You will see a black adhesive under the microscope. So you are going to follow the steps absolutely of this episode. If you don't see any kind of adhesive around the IC, then you can work normally as the lecture before this lecture. And this is exactly how we work with ICs.